Many who choose to be born here and now during this volatile chapter in the world story harbor the wily soul of the trickster. They prefer to live on the fringes where that timely medicine called awe is at its most potent. So, welcome to Wonderland. My name is Allison, the self proclaimed priestess of Wonderland. And on this channel, you will find things that do sit on the fringe of society. But in today's video, we're going to be talking about this book, Bones and Honey by Danielle Dulsky, and reviewing it. And I also have a second copy to give away. So keep listening in this video for how you could enter to win a copy of this book. Where truth is better felt in the body than seen on a screen, and where prayers are sung by those poet-tongued heathens who remember why they came to visit this time and place. The trickster knows that the best plans are seated in dreams and measured in generations, and if we let our inner edge dwellers speak, their words just might sting us into an aliveness more exquisite than we have ever known. So, this is part of the introduction to Bones and Honey, a heathen prayer book by Danielle Dulsky. I don't think that those words could aptly describe exactly what I'm trying to do with this YouTube channel and using Wonderland as this world that sits on the fringe of society. So I am super excited to talk about this book. If you're not new here, it's no secret that I'm a huge fan of Danielle Dulsky's work. And the reason I say that it's no secret is because here in the Wonderland community, we meet monthly, uh, usually around the last quarter moon, to get ready for the upcoming moon cycle. And one of the ways that we do that, we listen to the audiobook version of Seasons of the Moon and Flame, also by Daniel Dulsky. So you can see this is a very well-loved copy. We're finishing up our second year of listening to this because that's one of the things that's really significant about her work is that you can come back to it time and time again, and you're going to get something different from it every time you read it. So this particular book follows 13 moons, all of the moon cycles for the year. So we listen to a chapter a month, and we get together with our planners and just kind of sit and listen to the story medicine. Her voice is so empowering and incredible to listen to. So it just helps you get into this place of reflection and intention. And it just helps me personally get grounded and centered to just be like, okay, let's forge ahead towards another month. So also another book that we listen to is The Holy Wild by Danielle Dulsky, and this is separated into all of the elements. So there's 5 books: Earth, Air, Fire, Water, and the Book of Spirit. And so we started this year. We've only done it once. We listen to a book a quarter. So for example, in the wintertime, we listened to the Book of Earth, and I think we've made our way through all of the elements, and now we just have the Book of Spirit that is left to listen to. So this is another way to connect to the season. Again, it's another book that she has that you can always come back to. I usually use like a different color pen every time I read it, so it's like it's cool to look back and see like the different things that jumped out at you at a different time of reading it. There's another book that goes along with this, The Holy Wild Grimoire is a companion book for this one. I also used this oracle deck in our tarot readings. This is the Sacred Hags Oracle Visionary Guidance for Dreamers, Witches, and Wild Hearts. So I do have another video that I filmed a long time ago, like when I got this, and like I have a flip through and a review of it as well. The thing about Danielle Dulsky is that she fills this void that I feel like is missing in a lot of magical, metaphysical, witchy books out there or material that you can consume, because she's not afraid to go deep. She's not afraid to go dark. She's not afraid to like really dig in and pull those that like rawness and heathenist primal pieces and parts of you, of your soul, that like are neglected in regular everyday society, but also I feel like in the magical community too. I think we're like, I think all of her work can be used for feeling empowered and feeling like connecting to your soul and your light, at the same time connecting to your shadow and your darkness and the negative aspects of yourself. And like, we need that. We need that light and that dark and that like bridge and connection. That is another thing that I like to do here on this channel. Like, I don't want to be all love and light. I don't want to, I'm not all love and light. If anything, I think I get kind of stuck in the shadows a little bit more than I get stuck in the light. But first of all, she's a poet. Like, the way that she describes things is exactly what I'm trying to say about those like hard to reach places. Like, she, because there's a lot of things that you experience in the spiritual realm that are really difficult to describe, but she somehow reaches in there and pulls out the words that just strike a chord or emotion and just like resonate so deeply and so powerfully. She's a word witch, a word artist would kind of be kind of a better way to describe it. And that's another thing that I like about her work too, is because she encourages you to do the same thing. A lot of the exercises in all of these books are um, have writing prompts that I highly recommend using, because she encourages you to like make up your own. But there's something about like rewriting the prompts that she has given you in the exercises that just kind of trigger this automatic writing, so that you're not thinking about it too much. Like, if you were trying to craft the perfect prose, like by rewriting something that she's already said and then finishing that sentence, like, I really feel like pulls out again, like she has this way of like pulling out of like birthing like what it is that you need to come forth. Hard to reach, hard to grasp, hard to navigate kind of space. And that is exactly what does. Danielle Dulsky does. She helps you navigate those hard to reach places and grab them. She helps you navigate the unknown realm and the unknown world, and puts a label on it, puts a word to it, puts a story to it, puts some prose to it. And that's what I'm missing. That's what I'm like, we need help navigating these dark and deep places, because that's how we move forward. We have to heal these things, because otherwise we're just stuck in this cycle of learning the same lesson over and over and over again. And I feel like this is something that helps bridge that gap and also break the cycle. So, with that being said, it's no surprise that I'm a huge Danielle Dulsky fan. So, I was absolutely thrilled when she was inviting people to sign up to be a part of her launch team. That included receiving a early digital copy of the book. So we got that back in, I think it was in September. Um, and now the book will be coming out November 9th. Along with being part of the launch team, there was a mini class. So the class that was included in the launch team perks, I guess, was called Wedding the Wolf King. And there were, I think, like 4 parts to it that had you like a lot of the the exercises and the work that Danielle has you do is using story medicine as a way to connect to your own self, your own inner self, and your own intuition. So we listened to a story, you associated yourself into the story. There was a beautiful exercise of, I guess what I would call writing divination, where she asked you a series of questions and you answered them, and then you like circle and highlight words that jump out at you. And it's a really, really beautiful exercise to do because you think you're just writing this creative story, but at the end of it, you actually find these hidden messages and meanings that like your soul and your intuition is trying to unearth for you and tell you. So it was a really beautiful exercise and experience. She also has you make a set of oracle cards as a companion to the story. And the story is in the book Bones and Honey as well. It's The White Wolf and the Wild Flowers, a prayer story for wolf woman and wild kings, or wolf women and wild kings. So it's kind of a very similar story to Beauty and the Beast. Then we made oracle cards to go along with the story, and but the whole point of it was like, what is your relationship to the themes in the story? And it just she has this way of unearthing and bringing to the surface like what it is that you need to work on, or what it is that your soul wants you to work on. So the class was so beautiful. It was one of those things that was just like what I needed in the moment, and I didn't know that I needed it. So it was like my soul like led me to this, if anything, just for the class. Obviously it was like an honor to be able to read an advanced copy of the book before it was released. But really, I mean, it was the class that was so beautiful and such a wonderful gift. And then at the end of the class, there was a ceremony that she kind of guides you through, but then the intent is that you like create your own ceremony and ritual, and you are wedding your wild self. Now I have done like commitments to myself, weddings to myself before, but there was something about this whole process of the exercise of it, of doing the journaling questions, creating the oracle cards, designating an object to be your pelt, um, like the wolf pelt in the story. And there's just like the whole process is in and of itself a ritual. And that's the kind of stuff that I love, because I think no matter who you are, if you allow yourself to go through these steps and these processes, like you get something out of it in the end. You unearth this treasure or this gift in the end. And that's just what's so amazing about her in general. So let's talk about the book. So it's Bones and Honey, a Heathen prayer book. It kind of similarly to The Holy Wild is divided into different books. And I'm going to read those to you now because these will be part of I want you to listen carefully to the different books, because in order to win the free copy of the book, I want you to write down what your favorite book is, or the one that you're most intrigued by. So there's 13. So which one are you most intrigued by? Comment below. Make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel, and write down the book that you are most intrigued by. So the first book is the Book of Stars. It's prayers for hopes, troublemakers, impossible freaks, and stubborn visionaries. Book 2 is the Book of Wild Lovers, prayers for lust, seduction, and majestic relatedness. Book 3 is the Book of the Bone Witch, prayers for grievers, death walkers, and shadowkin. Book 4 is the Book of the Heathen Queen, Prayers for Empowerment, Sovereignty, and Truth-Telling. The Book of 5 is the Book of the Moon, Prayers for Secret Keepers, Midnight Poets, and Fringe Dwellers. Book 6 is the Book of the Mountain Mage, Prayers for Sacred Solitude, Transformation, and Inner Alchemy. Book 7 is the Book of the Wounded Healer, Prayers for Heartache, Healing, and the Shining Self. Book 8 is the Book of the Nameless Grandmothers, Prayers for Ancestral Healing, Lineage, Exploration, and Forgiveness. The Book 9 is the Book of the Pagan Warrioress, Prayers for Battle, Bone Gathering, and Beauty. Book 10 is the Book of the Botanical Babe, Prayers for Innocence, Beings, and Wild Children. Book 11 is the Book of the Shepherd, Prayers for Nurturing Self-Love and Space Tending. Book 12 is the Book of the Shapeshifters, Prayers for Time Weavers, Human Evolution, and Strange Futures. And last but not least, Book 13 is the Book of Bones and Honey, Prayers for the Bittersweetness of a Most Heathen Life. 13 books, and each book has 13 chapters that are either prayers, songs, story medicine, all surrounding that theme, whatever the theme is of the book. So another reason why I say that Danielle Dulsky's work is like this missing piece that is filling this void that I feel like we all need as souls, and just because our society is lacking it in general. This book is very representative of the time that we are going through right now and how to deal with it. Like, she's putting words to things that I think we have all experienced through the pandemic and through the chaos and the craziness that is the world right now. And she's giving us prayers and story and words to just help us understand what it is that we're feeling, because this is, I feel like what we are going through is so new and like difficult to describe and explain sometimes. The exhaustion that we all feel and the pain and the just frustration of not knowing what to do or how to help or how to navigate this time at all. I feel like that is like what she is trying to give us with this book, of putting to words or under at least some sort of understanding of, oh, that's what I've been feeling, like that, like that's what I've been feeling. My official review is that this is the book that we needed, and I'm pretty sure it was probably conceived and perhaps birthed in 2020, but we are so lucky to have it in the days to come as the slow apocalypse continues. If you are looking for hope, companionship, and an impactful affirmation to add to your daily routine, or the perfect ritual to re-solidify your commitment to your soul and your path, then get this book. After you've devoured it and it has sufficiently re-illuminated your path, slap your favorite prayer down on a Post-it and stick it to your bathroom mirror, your steering wheel of your car, or your computer at work. Because like all of Danielle Dulsky books, you will find yourself coming back to it over and over again whenever your inner wild one needs some love and sustenance. That's kind of how I feel about all of her books. It feeds your soul. And this one particularly helps us navigate, find some understanding of the slow apocalypse that we are all experiencing at this time. So again, I've put timestamps to reading the all of the books so that you can go back and be like, oh, which one was I drawn to? So remember, if you would like to win a copy of this book, if you're feeling drawn to it, if you're feeling called to it and would like to enter, comment below and list your favorite book that you're most excited for. So again, that's going to be time stamped. The Book of Prayers so you can just click on that and listen to them again. Or if you like remembered the number, like number 1 through 13 or whatever. So just a reminder, if you are interested in ordering the book, you can order it anywhere now. I think, and then also if you're interested in the Bones and Honey Sessions, which is a live free virtual series that she's offering, and it says to bring your Bones and Honey book, a journal, and a writing utensil. Each of the 3 sessions focuses on 4 or 5 chapters in the book, and she will end with a brief reflection and short ritual for working with the archetypes in the book, for weaving heathen prayer into a daily practice and sensing the spirit of the moment, the wild power of these times. So again, that's November 15th through the 17th. You can sign up at her website, which is thehagschool.com. That's HAGSCHOOL.com. And you're going to want to look for the Bones and Honey session sign up. I highly recommend this book if you're feeling called to just like, I feel like this is a book that I'm going to like keep on my nightstand and maybe read 1 or 2 before I go to sleep or when I wake up in the morning. It's like all of her books, they're books that you can come back to over and over again. I really think that specifically that this one is going to be good for a divination as a divination book. When I got the hard copy in the mail, just did some like divination. I was like, okay, what do I need to hear right now? And the page that I flipped to was the story that was the Wedding the Wolf part of the Wedding the Wolf King class, the White Wolf and the Wildflower story. And I was like, I totally needed that medicine at that time. I needed to reconnect to myself after having a milestone birthday and kind of like freaking myself out about it. So it was just like I needed that medicine in that moment. And then when the book arrived, it was like reminding me, like, hey, you haven't finished those oracle cards yet. Like, I need to go back to this. I need to revisit this. I need to like reconnect. It's also a book that you could read cover to cover, but I really think that it's going to be one that you're just going to leave on your altar, leave on your nightstand, or leave on your dresser and just pick it up whenever you feel like you need something, whenever you need to reconnect with your soul. Okay, so if you're interested in purchasing a copy for yourself, it's available on Amazon, obviously. I purchased mine on bookshop.org. It's a website that donates money to local bookstores. So that's a way to give back. You can also purchase it on her website, thehagschool.com, and probably anywhere you can find books, like in your local retailers. Pick yourself up a copy if what I've said today kind of calls out to you, or if you want to press your luck and win a copy, make sure to comment with your most intrigued book from the Heathen Prayer book, Bones and Honey by Danielle Dulsky. I'd also like to thank Danielle Dulsky for giving people the opportunity to join the launch team. Like, I am more than happy to be a cheerleader for somebody else, especially somebody who inspires me as much as Danielle does. And just the gift of the Wedding the Wolf King class was just so what I needed in that moment and over the end of the summer. And what she does for the world is so amazing. So thank you, Danielle Dulsky, for writing, doing everything that you've done. She's not just an author, like she holds classes and she has the Hag School. And I know that she is giving so much to people in the world today. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it and to be a part of the launch team. And I can't wait for the launch party on November 9th. And I'm just really thrilled and inspired to be able to share this book with you as well. Thanks for hanging out with me in Wonderland today. And I hope to see you again here on the other side of the looking glass again. Before I let me stop myself gushing about Danielle Dulsky. Let's talk about the book.